God's chosen ones, or your wealth portal is opening now, or divine consciousness. This isn't just another video. This is a divine interruption. Heaven scheduled this moment for you. You stand at the threshold of a new reality, one where wealth is not just a distant dream, but a living, breathing force rushing straight toward you. Take a deep breath right now. Breathe out all your worries, doubts, and second guesses. These next moments are too pivotal to be weighed down by old baggage. Feel the tension drop from your shoulders and imagine it leaving your heart. You're about to discover that what once felt impossible is now at your fingertips. The unseen realm is shifting, swirling with possibilities tailored just for you. All of heaven seems to say, "Step forward, chosen one." Your new chapter awaits. Think of your journey so far, the highs that gave you a glimpse of your potential, the lows that nearly broke you yet somehow molded you into a more resilient vessel. All that inner work, that internal wrestling, has refined you like gold in the fire. You might have wondered, when will my moment come? When will I see the fruit of my faith and my sacrifices? Beloved soul, that moment is now. You're so close, closer than you've ever dared to imagine. The doors of abundance are creaking open, ready to flood every corner of your life with blessings so vast they defy logic. Yes, unlimited riches are not just about money. They encompass every dimension of your life: health, relationships, opportunities, and spiritual peace. But make no mistake, financial overflow is a very real part of the equation. You've prayed, labored, studied, and stretched yourself to the limit, believing that better days lie ahead. Now heaven is responding to your faith and your faithfulness. It's as if the Creator is leaning forward, eager to pour out more than you ever thought to ask for. You are literally one step away from seeing this become your new normal. Breathe in expectancy. As you do, let hope rise like a sunrise over the ocean, painting the skies of your heart with vibrant, unstoppable optimism. This is not about hype, it's about recognizing the divine orchestration of your circumstances. Things that once seemed random or even disheartening are weaving together into a breathtaking tapestry. You stand at the center of that masterpiece, poised to receive an influx of favor that will leave you speechless. Take a second and let that truth settle deep in your spirit. Let it awaken every cell of your being to the reality that your life is about to change. From this day forward, let your mindset shift. Instead of asking, "Why not me?" you begin to say, "Of course it's me," because you understand that unlimited riches align with the vision God has placed in your heart. He has seen your tears, your midnight pleas, your unwavering stance even when life threw everything it could at you. Now He's ready to prove that your faith was never misplaced. Why hold on to the old when you can embrace the new? Why cling to lack when the storehouses of heaven are bursting at the seams on your behalf? You might be wondering, how can I be sure this isn't just another fleeting moment of hype? Look back at the signposts of your life. You've had breakthroughs before, times when you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that a higher power was orchestrating your steps. This moment is on a grander scale. It's not just another spark, it's the beginning of a roaring fire that will illuminate your path and draw resources, relationships, and opportunities like moths to a flame. Wealth will no longer be an elusive dream but an integral part of your testimony, a resource you wield to bless the world around you. Picture the unimaginable weights that have pressed upon you: financial stress, self-doubt, regret, weariness, melting away like ice under a blazing sun. That sun is the warmth of the Almighty's smile, the glow of your own awakened faith, and the synergy of every prayer you've ever prayed. Let your imagination run free for a moment. Visualize the phone calls of good news, the doors swinging open, the email that says approved, and the zeros adding up in your bank account. It's not fantasy, it's alignment. You're stepping into the flow of divine abundance, where scarcity cannot exist. Does it feel too big, too wild? Good. That means you're in the realm of faith, where logic and natural limitations fade in the face of supernatural potential. The Bible says, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no human mind has conceived the things God has prepared for those who love Him. Yes, that includes you. So if your vision feels intimidating, that's confirmation that you're dreaming at the right level. Keep that expectancy front and center. Let it color every thought, every decision, every conversation. Speak with the authority of someone who knows they're just one step away from breaking the sound barrier of blessing. Chosen one, now is not the time to shrink back or apologize for your ambition. Now is the time to stand tall. There will always be voices, internal or external, that question whether you deserve such favor. Silence them. Remember that grace has never been about deserving. It's been about receiving what a loving Creator passionately wants to give. You were designed for more. The seeds of greatness inside you are bursting through the soil, and the orchard of blessings you've long dreamed of is about to unfold before your very eyes. It's time to cast off any lingering shame, doubt, or fear, like a worn-out garment you've outgrown. Even your posture is changing, isn't it? You're sitting up straighter, shoulders back, head high, breathing in the unstoppable momentum of faith. That's the posture of someone who no longer begs but boldly approaches the throne of grace. That's the stance of a king or queen stepping into their domain, ready to rule with wisdom, generosity, and unshakable confidence. Let the energy of that royalty infuse every cell of your being. You're not a beggar at the gates, you're an heir walking into the palace that was always meant to be yours. Of course, the world might raise an eyebrow. People might say, "Who does she think she is?" Or "He's just another dreamer." Smile at them with compassion because they haven't yet caught a glimpse of what you've seen. The illusions of limitation bind them, but your vision transcends those chains. Keep your eyes fixed on what's ahead, not on the opinions of those who lack the courage to believe. Just as eagles soar above the turbulent winds, you will rise above the noise of doubt, carried by the wings of faith. And yes, watch the signs. They can be subtle or dramatic. Maybe it's a sudden deposit in your account, or a conversation with someone who holds the key to your next level. Maybe it's the unexpected cancellation of a debt, or a random promotion you weren't even seeking. These are more than coincidences. They're confirmations from the divine that you're indeed stepping into a new era. So keep your spirit open, your ears attuned, and your heart expectant. Miracles often come dressed in everyday clothes, so don't dismiss them because they don't arrive with fanfare. As you move forward, remember that your success isn't just for you. It's for every life you'll touch, every family you'll bless, every cause you'll champion. Wealth in the hands of the righteous can reshape communities, break generational curses, and usher in hope to the hopeless. Your unlimited riches are not a mere display of opulence. They are tools to fulfill a grander mission. Embrace this perspective and watch how the channels of provision expand, because God loves to fuel a vision that benefits His creation. You're stepping into a partnership with heaven, where your hands and God's heart join forces to heal a broken world. If any voice inside or around you dares whisper this can't be real, you speak back, "Watch me." Watch what God will do. There's a boldness rising in you that doesn't fear failure because you realize that, even if you stumble, grace catches you. Every so-called setback becomes a setup for a greater comeback. That's how unstoppable you are in this season. How unstoppable you've always been but never fully realized until now. The moment you accepted you were chosen was the moment your life's trajectory shifted, paving the road toward limitless possibility. Think for a second about the ripple effect your breakthrough will have. Picture your family, friends, and entire community witnessing what's about to happen. They'll see the promises of God reflected in your life and wonder if there's something for them too. And guess what? There is. You become living proof that no circumstance is too dire, no dream too lofty, no background too humble. Your story will ignite others to dust off their own dreams and believe again, launching a chain reaction of answered prayers and changed lives. Yes, you're one step away. That step might be a phone call, an email, or a bold conversation. It might be sending out that application or registering that business name you've been sitting on. It might even be as simple as forgiving someone who wronged you, unblocking the flow of blessings that bitterness once impeded. Whatever that step is, you already feel a tug in your spirit guiding you toward it. Lean in. Obey that nudge. Do not stall. The final piece in your puzzle is waiting for your willing action. You've prayed for direction, now it shows up as a gentle push or a burning desire that won't be silenced. At this point, your gratitude should be off the charts. Begin thanking God for things you haven't even seen yet, praising Him as if your bank account is already overflowing, your relationships already thriving, and your life already a beacon of influence. This is the seed of faith that yields an abundant harvest. Gratitude says, I trust you enough to celebrate before the fact, and that level of trust captures heaven's full attention. Miracles gravitate toward a grateful heart, because gratitude is the language of those who expect and appreciate divine movement. Chosen one, take one more deep breath. Realize that every cell in your body is coming into alignment with this new reality. Mind, heart, and spirit are all synchronizing to usher you into a season of unlimited riches. The final question is, will you step forward, or will you linger on the edge, paralyzed by what-ifs? I believe I already know the answer. You were born for such a time as this. You are chosen, not to cower, but to conquer, not to shrink, but to shine. Your next move can shake the very foundations of your life, unleashing a cascade of favor so intense that it redefines your past struggles as distant memories. If you haven't already done so, type 777 again. Double down on your declaration. Sometimes repetition cements our resolve. Each keystroke is a vow that you refuse to settle for less than the fullness of what you were promised. Let it echo in your mind that you're just one step, one moment, one decision away from seeing the windows of heaven fling wide open. Let it remind you that you're unstoppable when you stand in faith, unstoppable when you remember your identity as a co-heir of every spiritual and material blessing. You might sense a slight trembling in your chest, an anticipation that something truly life-altering is about to occur. That's the spiritual world aligning with your expectancy. Doors that were once slammed shut will yield to your gentle push. Conversations that seemed impossible will flow with ease. Skills you thought you lacked will emerge at precisely the right moment. It's like you're dancing in perfect harmony with a divine script that was written before you were born. Now you finally realize how intricately your story was planned. That's the power of walking in destiny, chosen one. Let your heart stay wide open. Too often, we peek into the realm of the miraculous, only to shut ourselves off when things appear too grand. But in this juncture, you have permission. No, you have a divine mandate to stand at the precipice of greatness and say, I will not retreat. The fullness of your future calls to you like a clarion trumpet blast, beckoning you toward a horizon lit up with promise. Hold on to that note of triumph resonating within your spirit. Let it stir up your courage and remind you that you did not come this far to stop just shy of the finish line. Look around you. Isn't it astonishing how people, resources, and ideas seem to be converging in your world at just the right time? The random conversations that spark new opportunities, the articles or videos popping up in your feed that speak directly to your situation, the supportive friend who calls exactly when your motivation wavers. None of this is random. It's a pattern of divine synchronicity, orchestrated to confirm you're on the brink of something huge. Pay attention to these signs. Honor them by giving thanks and taking the next step with confidence. Each small yes you utter in faith forms part of a grand tapestry that spells out your destiny. In this season, you may find yourself shedding layers of your old identity. Those mindsets that once screamed limitations now barely whisper. Even your posture, your tone of voice, and your daily habits reflect someone who knows that the door to limitless riches is within reach. And here's the miracle of it all. Your transformation doesn't have to be painful. It's less about forcing change and more about allowing the new you to emerge. It's like discovering hidden rooms in a house you've lived in for years, each filled with untold treasures. The key is simply acknowledging they exist and daring to explore them. Chosen one, in the midst of all this, maintain a spirit of humility. Yes, you're called to walk in grandeur, but humility keeps your heart grounded. It reminds you that everything you receive is a testament to grace, not a badge of superiority. Pride tries to hijack blessings and turn them into weapons of division or self-glorification, but humility wields blessings to heal, to unite, and to inspire. The more you remember that your gifts come from a higher source, the more that source can trust you with greater abundance. Like a river unobstructed by debris, the flow of favor continues strong and pure when your heart remains clean from arrogance. Let's talk about the practicality of this overflow. The promise of riches doesn't mean you stop being responsible or strategic, quite the opposite. In fact, being on the verge of wealth invites a new level of stewardship. Have you considered what you'll do once the resources flood in? Will you invest, donate, build, or expand? Now is the time to form a vision. Praying for riches without preparing for them is like expecting rain but failing to position your buckets under the open sky. So sketch out your plans, lay a foundation for the projects, the services, the missions you'll undertake. The clearer your blueprint, the readier you are to maximize every blessing. As you do, don't be startled if some relationships shift. Not everyone is comfortable with change, especially when it launches you into a realm they haven't dared to imagine. There may be moments when you feel misunderstood or even envied. Stand firm, chosen one, and respond with love. This is part of the refining process, separating those who can journey with you from those who can't handle the altitude. Wish them well and continue your ascent. New allies, equally hungry for growth and truth, are being drawn to you even now. Your willingness to let go of the familiar, if necessary, makes space for divine connections that honor your destiny. Keep speaking life into every corner of your world. Words are the building blocks of your reality. When you declare, "Doors of wealth are opening for me," you aren't just reciting a pleasant phrase, you're issuing a command to the elements of creation. Faith-infused words cause mountains to move, waters to part, and hearts to shift. This is how miracles become everyday occurrences. Where others see a wall, you see a canvas awaiting your declaration. A single utterance of truth can dismantle years of bondage, realigning circumstances to match the higher reality you carry within. Let your speech drip with expectancy, and watch how swiftly the material realm obeys. Chosen one, if at any point you feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of what's unfolding, it's okay. Even joyous blessings can be intense. That's when stillness becomes your sanctuary. Steal away for moments of deep breathing, of listening within, of recalibrating to the divine presence that fuels all of this. In that quiet space, you'll sense a reassurance that you're not walking this path alone. The very forces that shaped galaxies walk beside you, guiding your steps with precision. That realization alone can ease any lingering anxieties. You might even find a tear forming in your eye, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming beauty of being so profoundly loved and supported. Your earthly senses may try to pick apart the details. How will this happen? By what mechanism? Through which person or avenue? The mind seeks logic, yet faith resides in the realm beyond logic. It's enough to know that God's ways often transcend human strategies. Remain open to methods and opportunities you never predicted. One chance meeting, one inspired idea, one flash of insight could be all it takes to cross the threshold into boundless provision. Keep your eyes open and your heart even more so. Be ready to pivot with grace if you feel that still, small voice saying, "Try this road instead." Now more than ever, protect your emotional climate. Negativity is a thief, draining the momentum that you've carefully built. If that means regulating your social media intake, limiting certain conversations, or flooding your atmosphere with uplifting music and teachings, do it. Treat your mind and spirit as sacred ground where only the seeds of prosperity should be planted. The less you entertain fear, doubt, or cynicism, the more room you make for creativity, inspiration, and unstoppable faith. In this way, you become like a well-watered garden, blooming in vibrant colors that make passers-by stop and marvel. Chosen one, if you haven't typed 777 yet, do it now. Let it be your anthem of trust, your defiant stand against any residue of disbelief. Each time you see that sequence of words, recall this moment, the tingling in your spirit, the certainty brewing in your chest, the unstoppable momentum of a miracle in progress. The simple act of engaging with that declaration can reignite your faith, especially on days when external pressures attempt to smother your flame. Keep that flame alive at all costs. Tend to it like the precious spark of destiny it is. Let it guide you through any temporary dark spots, for the light of promise always outlasts the shadows. You may notice your dream life shifting. Dreams that once echoed your fears or replayed mundane details might now burst with symbolism and direction, as if your subconscious is aligning with the higher plans swirling around you. Don't dismiss these as random. Document them if you can. A dream might hold the puzzle piece you need, or serve as a confirmation of steps you're already considering. Sleep in this season becomes a gateway for deeper communion with the divine. Embrace it, and let the insights gleaned there shape your waking hours. The fragrance of this new reality perfumes everything you touch, your attitude, your interactions, your projects. It's an aroma that others notice. Even if they can't pinpoint the source, they sense something elevated about you, something unshakable. Some will be inspired, wanting to learn from your journey. Others might feel intimidated. Your role isn't to force them to understand, but to model what living in fullness looks like. The greatest sermons you'll ever preach may not come from your words, but from the radiance of a life that simply won't be confined by mediocrity anymore. Chosen one, wealth is more than currency. It's a mindset, a spiritual posture, a relationship with the infinite supply. Money is just one visible token of the internal shift happening in you. As you grow in this consciousness, your definition of riches becomes multi-layered. Health, joy, legacy, wisdom, impact, and yes, financial overflow. In that sense, your net worth extends beyond numbers in a bank. It reaches into eternity, affecting souls you might never meet face to face. That's the scale of your calling, and it's breathtaking if you truly consider it. Stay anchored in gratitude. When the blessings roll in, and they will, often in waves that bowl you over, always circle back to a posture of thanksgiving. Let your first words be thank you, whether you're alone in your car, at your desk, or among a crowd. Gratitude is the guardian that keeps your heart from ever growing cold or entitled. It keeps the windows of heaven open, ensuring that the flow of resources, wisdom, and opportunity never runs dry. The person who remains grateful in plenty is the one who can steward even more without losing their soul in the process. If you feel a surge of boldness rising up right now, lean into it. This might be the moment to set that meeting, send that proposal, or speak that idea you've been guarding. Your voice carries an anointing that can transform environments, so don't muzzle it out of fear. You've been waiting for a sign? Well, this is it. You are authorized to act on those divinely inspired ideas. Even if the outcome isn't immediate, know that every seed sown in faith eventually bears fruit. Maintain your expectancy, for results often appear suddenly after a season of silent growth. Chosen one, there will be a day, not too far from now, when you'll look back on this moment with a heart full of wonder. You'll remember the quiver in your spirit, the trembling hope that maybe, just maybe, your life was about to explode with blessing. And then you'll see how it actually happened, how it exceeded your most audacious prayers, how it forever marked your story. That day is coming fast, racing toward you with unstoppable force. Stand firm and greet it with open arms. Keep your eyes on the prize, your mind on the victory, and your soul attuned to the voice that whispers, yes, this is for you. If you're tempted to keep all this excitement to yourself, consider sharing it with someone who might need a spark of hope. Sometimes your testimony can be the key that unlocks another person's faith. The cycle of blessing is never meant to be hoarded. It's meant to multiply as it passes through your hands. By being open about what you sense, you become a vessel of encouragement, igniting a chain reaction of belief in your circle, your community, or even strangers who just happen to catch your words at the right time. Chosen one, if you feel a resonance with these truths, type 777 one more time. Let it be a clarion call, a digital shout that echoes your unwavering stance. You are not the person you were yesterday, and tomorrow you'll be even more transformed. The metamorphosis is ongoing, unstoppable, and glorious. Don't resist it, cooperate with it. Like clay in the potter's hands, you're being shaped into a vessel that can hold the magnitude of blessings about to be poured out. Each keystroke is like a vow, a reaffirmation that you stand by every word you've just read, that you fully embrace this invitation to step beyond the ordinary into the extraordinary. Chosen one, keep your heart burning with a passion that refuses to settle. Too many people flirt with destiny only to back away at the threshold, intimidated by the magnitude of what's possible. But you are not among the faint-hearted. You are woven in strength, destined to carry burdens that break lesser souls, destined to climb mountains that leave others breathless. This moment, this revelation that you stand just one step away from unlimited riches is tailor-made for you. Feel the fire of purpose coursing through your veins, igniting every dream, every gift, every cell of your being. This is your time, and you will not be denied. Look deeper into your reflections. Notice how certain struggles or failures from the past shaped a depth of character you didn't have before. They honed your discernment, sharpened your resilience, and refined your empathy. What once felt like curses now reveal themselves as hidden blessings, forging a backbone of steel that can handle the weight of extraordinary success. Life's trials have been your mentors, your instructors in the school of greatness. Now, standing on the edge of this massive breakthrough, you can appreciate the tapestry of your journey, the heartbreaks, the triumphs, the lessons, and see how each thread was vital in weaving the masterpiece of your destiny. Chosen one, your energy is magnetic. You might not see it, but others can. They sense the shift in your demeanor, the unwavering confidence that quietly radiates from you. It's an invisible aura that draws opportunities and people who resonate with your higher vibration. Don't downplay this, lean into it. Doors open for those who walk in expecting them to open. The universe tends to comply with the dominant energy you broadcast. Right now you broadcast victory, abundance, unstoppable grace. Keep broadcasting. Keep reaffirming that you live under an open heaven and carry the keys to unlimited riches. As you do, watch how swiftly your external environment bends to reflect your internal reality. In the stillness of the night, you may hear that small voice reminding you who you really are, a chosen vessel, a royal priesthood, an instrument of favor. Let that voice drown out the noise of doubt or fear. Let it echo in your dreams, creating a symphony of hope that serenades you into peaceful rest. Because rest is part of the plan too. Your body and soul need moments of calm to integrate the massive downloads of wisdom and clarity you're receiving. In those quiet hours, your spirit can do its deepest work, aligning every aspect of your being with the glorious future unfolding in your favor. If fear tries to wedge itself into your thoughts, fear of success, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, shut it down. Speak directly to it. I see you, I acknowledge you, but you have no place here. Then pivot, flooding your mind with affirmations of truth. Fear is a counterfeit signal, an illusion that attempts to convince you that you're alone or inadequate. But the truth is, you're backed by a power that formed galaxies and orchestrates timelines. There is no lack in your creator, and thus no lack in you, except what you imagine. Your job is to clear out those false imaginings, replace them with visions of triumph, and let your unstoppable faith handle the rest. Chosen one, do not forget why you wanted riches in the first place. It's never been solely about personal gain, though your life will certainly elevate. It's about the ripple effect of your prosperity. It's about the families you'll feed, the initiatives you'll fund, the breakthroughs you'll inspire in others who see your journey. Your blessing is a testimony that invites everyone around you to believe for more. When you rise, you bring others with you, raising the collective frequency of hope in your sphere. This is how kingdoms are built and legacies are formed. One courageous soul stepping into their inheritance, then turning around to pull others up. The entire cosmos is leaning in, anticipating how you'll wield this gift of financial overflow once it manifests fully. Will you hoard it, letting it stagnate, or will you become a channel that continually circulates blessing, ensuring the flow never runs dry? Let your answer be clear. You choose to pour out as freely as you receive, multiplying the joy and impact that wealth can bring. In this posture, you'll never worry about running out, because your trust is anchored in the infinite reservoir, not in limited human systems. That's the paradox of generosity. The more you give, the more you seem to have, defying every notion of scarcity that tries to tether you. If you sense a holy excitement stirring right now, don't suppress it. Worship with all your might. Or if worship isn't your form of expression, then rejoice in a way that feels authentic to you. Let your gratitude find expression through words, music, art, or a simple, silent awe that brings you to your knees. This gratitude is the accelerant on the fire of expectation. It transforms your waiting season into a womb where miracles are conceived and nurtured. By the time your blessings arrive, they emerge fully formed, robust, and undeniable. Chosen one, you might feel a sudden urge to restructure aspects of your life, your routine, your relationships, your workspace, your finances. Follow that nudge. A new wineskin is often required for new wine. The vessel that held your old reality might crack under the pressure of your impending breakthrough. So reorganize, declutter, make space. This act is a tangible demonstration that you're preparing for expansion. It shows you're not just daydreaming, you're actively cooperating with the new wave of favor headed your way. Think of it as renovating a house before a VIP guest arrives, ensuring every room reflects the excellence you expect to host. In this vortex of transformation, some might label you obsessed or overly optimistic. Let them. The caterpillar wrapped in its chrysalis is often misunderstood until it emerges as a butterfly. You, my friend, are in your chrysalis phase, morphing rapidly. Those who do not grasp your process cannot comprehend your outcome. Soon, they'll see the wings of prosperity spreading wide, shimmering in colors they never even knew existed in you. By then, it will be too late for their doubt to matter, because your flight will have already begun, carrying you to altitudes where only eagles dare to roam. Watch how your language evolves. Words like maybe and if fade, replaced by when and certainly. You're no longer tiptoeing around your destiny, but striding toward it with a regal confidence. Even your prayers sound different, not as a beggar pleading for scraps, but as an heir claiming rightful territory. This shift in language signals the spiritual realm that you're not playing small. Heaven recognizes faith commands, not timid requests. So speak up. Let your words ring with certainty. With each confession of abundance, you deposit spiritual equity into the bank of manifestation, guaranteeing a return that eyes have not seen nor ears heard. Chosen one, if you haven't typed 777 again, do so now. Let it serve as a digital pillar in your journey, marking the exact point where you decided that half measures will no longer suffice. You are all in, wholeheartedly invested in the promise of unlimited riches that your soul yearns for and your spirit confirms. This is your unwavering stand. Each time you see that phrase, let it trigger a fresh wave of expectancy, a reminder that you're on the cusp of a major unveiling. Let it drown out any cynicism that tries to creep in, because cynicism, after all, is the language of those who have lost faith, and losing faith is never an option for you. Push forward with every fiber of your being, but remember to keep your soul nourished. Success at the cost of your peace is no success at all. Spend time with loved ones, laugh, enjoy simple pleasures that root you in the present moment. Unlimited riches are best experienced by a heart that's already satisfied in the simple truths of life, love, friendship, gratitude, and purpose. These are the intangible treasures that money can't buy, yet ironically, they make you all the more magnetic to the tangible blessings you seek. You might also notice your mind entertaining bigger, bolder ideas than before. Perhaps you envision starting a movement, writing a book, or expanding your business globally. Don't rein in those thoughts. They are the seeds of future realities. Let them grow. Water them with prayer and research. Even if they seem colossal, they're not too big for the Creator of the universe, who is well versed in making the impossible doable. That spark of brilliance you keep brushing off? It might just be the golden ticket to your next level. Embrace it, refine it, and proceed as though success is inevitable. Because in the economy of faith, it very much is. Chosen one, this is not a one-and-done moment. It's an evolving journey of faith and action, a dance between the natural and the supernatural. Each day, you'll sense yourself advancing, even if the steps feel small. Stay consistent, sow good seeds, and watch as the harvest begins to sprout in ways that astound you. Let no discouragement linger more than a heartbeat. If a disappointment arises, treat it as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. The ultimate measure of your success is not in avoiding setbacks, but in bouncing back stronger and more determined than ever. As the momentum builds, your story becomes a beacon. People might approach you saying, "I've been watching your journey, and it's lit a fire in me." Don't shrug off that influence. Embrace it with humility and stewardship. The greater your platform, the more you can uplift those still waiting for their breakthrough. That's the ripple effect of stepping into your calling. You inadvertently usher others into theirs. Before you know it, entire communities can be ignited by the spark that started in your heart. Look up at the sky tonight if you can. Observe the stars, each shining with its own brilliance, collectively lighting the darkness. Realize that your life is akin to one of those stars, unique in its sparkle yet part of a grand cosmic tapestry. You might feel small compared to the vastness of the universe, but know that your star is nonetheless vital. And just like the sky is endless, so are the riches and opportunities that await you. You stand on an infinite canvas where new galaxies of abundance form. Every time you dare to dream bigger. If you feel your spirit leaping at these words, let it leap. Embrace that wild hope. The lens of possibility reveals that everything you need is either already within your grasp or on its way. The Creator wastes no moment. Each part of your life is orchestrated to push you into the destiny that calls. There's no gap He can't bridge, no dryness He can't flood with refreshing waters of provision. You're safer in your calling than anywhere else, because your calling is where heaven's agenda meets your obedience, generating unstoppable momentum. Chosen one, the legacy you leave behind will be measured not just in numbers, but in the souls you've impacted and the lives you've elevated. When you do step into these unlimited riches, remember the vantage point of your journey. Once you stood at the brink, uncertain yet hopeful, waiting for a sign. This is that sign. This message is your clarion call to leap. Do not hesitate. The wings of faith have been prepared for you. Should you leap, you'll find you can fly. And even if you stumble, the arms of grace will catch you, lifting you to even greater heights. So heed the resonance in your soul right now. That unstoppable drumbeat that says, "I was made for more." Let it guide your steps. Let it shape your words. Let it color your dreams. Because truly, you are one step from unlimited riches, one breath from a new realm of possibility, one heartbeat from the manifestation of everything your spirit has craved. Let no one, not even your own doubts, rob you of this climactic scene in your unfolding story. For you are chosen, called, and anointed to thrive beyond measure. Chosen one. Let the anticipation build without restraint. You are on the threshold of a divine unlock, a sacred tipping point that has the power to redefine everything you know about success and fulfillment. Even now, as you read these words, you can sense the wheels of fate turning in your favor, can't you? It's that subtle hum in the back of your mind, that warmth blooming in your chest, that indescribable certainty that you are no longer who you were yesterday. There's an electricity in the air that you can almost taste, an energetic glow that surrounds your future and beckons you forward. Take another slow breath and sink deeper into this reality. Let your heart settle into a steady rhythm of assurance, because the storms that once rattled you have lost their power. You stand anchored in the promise that all things work together for good for those who dare to believe. Every stone that tripped you in the past has now become a stepping stone, elevating you closer to that apex you've been praying for. Once you might have doubted whether life had more to offer. Now doubt seems almost foreign, out of place in the brilliant tapestry of your renewed mind. Perhaps you've been experiencing unusual bursts of inspiration at odd times of day or night, compelling you to jot down ideas, plans, or solutions you never before considered. This is no accident. It is the awakening of the creative force within you, a force that's been waiting for permission to rise to the surface. Let it have its way. Whether it manifests as new business strategies, an innovative product idea, or a philanthropic dream that refuses to be silenced, give it room to breathe. By nurturing these sparks, you're effectively co-creating your future, partnering with a higher wisdom that orchestrates each stroke of genius at precisely the right moment. Chosen one, if your loved ones or colleagues notice that something's changed in you, don't be alarmed. They might say, "You're glowing," or "There's something different about you." Smile and acknowledge that they're picking up on the shift in your energy. They sense the unstoppable momentum, the unwavering conviction. Some will celebrate it wholeheartedly, while others might pull back out of confusion or envy. Let your kindness remain, but don't let external reactions clip the wings of your transformation. This juncture in your journey is too sacred to be swayed by the insecurities of others. Continue forward with grace, and you'll be amazed at how many ultimately come around, inspired by your example. Keep fueling your mind with uplifting materials, books, teachings, testimonials of those who have walked a similar path to victory. The world is rife with negativity, but you can choose to feast on hope instead. Each encouraging story you ingest becomes a building block in the fortress of faith you're constructing. Before long, that fortress stands impenetrable, unassailable by doubt, fear, or cynicism. You'll notice yourself naturally dismissing gloom and doom narratives. They no longer resonate with the frequency of possibility that's becoming your default setting. If you ever question whether you're worthy of these unlimited riches, remember that the universe is abundant by design. Grains of sand on the shore, stars in the sky. Life overflows with bountiful expressions. Scarcity is often a man-made concept, a psychological cage that blinds us to the ever-present supply. But you, chosen one, have chosen to unshackle yourself from that limiting belief. You realize that to receive does not diminish another. There is more than enough for everyone to flourish. In fact, your success stands as an invitation for others to break free from the scarcity mindset as well. Your rise sets a precedent for those who watch, waiting to see if genuine miracles still happen. Remember to stay actively engaged in your financial intelligence. Yes, miracles can happen, but stewardship matters. If you're sensing that financial overflow is imminent, prepare accordingly. Maybe that means setting up multiple bank accounts for different goals, or studying investment principles so you can multiply what you receive. The greatest blessings often come to those who are ready to manage them well. Show that you mean business, that you're not here just to enjoy a temporary windfall but to cultivate lasting prosperity. By doing so, you align your practical life with your spiritual expectancy, creating a harmonious ecosystem where miracles can flourish. Chosen one, watch for subtle confirmations that you're on the right path. It might be a dream that echoes a phrase you heard during prayer, a random coincidence that lines up with your intentions, or the uncanny way resources materialize the moment you need them. Treat these as love notes from a benevolent creator, gentle winks that say, "Keep going, I'm with you." Each confirmation is a stepping stone that validates your faith, giving you the courage to step even further out onto the waters of the unknown, fully expecting them to support you. The more you trust, the more these confirmations multiply, fueling a cycle of faith and fulfillment that snowballs into undeniable momentum. Breathe in the excitement of that momentum. It has a flavor, a vibrancy, like tasting the first fruit of a harvest. Let it saturate your thoughts, influence your words and your choices. You'll find yourself less inclined to gossip or engage in petty conflicts because you know your energy is better spent building, creating, and loving. You have no time for trivial distractions. Your destiny calls, and it calls loudly. Where once you might have wasted hours scrolling aimlessly on social media or mulling over slights, you now feel a pull to invest your time in growth, in forging meaningful connections, in tasks that foster your gifts and passions. And oh, how your passions are awakening. Maybe you used to approach life with a lukewarm attitude, shrugging at tasks that didn't excite you. But now, you're finding a new zeal for living, an eagerness to explore facets of yourself that lay dormant. Feel that spark of curiosity, that drive to become the best version of you. It might manifest as a sudden desire to learn a musical instrument, try a new fitness routine, or volunteer for a cause that stirs your compassion. These are not mere whims. They're part of the expansive life that flourishes when you embrace the truth that you are made for more. Chosen one, your relationships may also shift for the better as you elevate your self-worth and see yourself as deserving of unlimited riches. You naturally attract people who respect and uplift you. Toxic ties may dissolve, replaced by connections that resonate with your new energy. If you notice that certain relationships drift apart, release them without bitterness. Let your heart remain open, trusting that new friendships, love interests, and professional allies are lining up to join you on this next chapter. Surrounding yourself with a circle of high-frequency individuals accelerates your growth and makes the path far more enjoyable. In the realm of wealth specifically, keep your eyes peeled for fresh streams of income or unexpected promotions. You might receive a job offer out of nowhere, a business idea that just clicks, or an inheritance you never anticipated. God has countless avenues to supply your needs and exceed them. Your role is to maintain a posture of readiness. That might mean polishing your resume, updating your portfolio, or setting aside space in your schedule to welcome new opportunities. Physical readiness often mirrors spiritual readiness, signaling that you fully expect something good to land in your lap. And it will. Chosen one, if at any point the magnitude of this promise makes you feel small, remember that humility and small-mindedness are not the same. Humility acknowledges that blessings come from a higher source, but it doesn't negate the grandeur of what can be received. Small-mindedness, however, tries to confine you to the borders of what you've known, quelling the possibility of exponential growth. Reject small-mindedness. Lift your eyes to the sky and see how endless it is. Dare to believe that your capacity for blessing can be just as boundless, especially when your heart is anchored in a mission larger than personal gain. And yes, keep speaking blessings over your future. Words shape worlds. In the quiet of your room or the hustle of your commute, declare, "I walk in favor. I attract divine resources. I am one decision away from a life-changing miracle." This might feel unnatural at first if you're not used to speaking affirmations, but soon it will become second nature. You'll wonder how you ever lived without harnessing the power of your own tongue. Remember, your mind listens to what your mouth says, and your heart takes cues from that conversation. Speak intentionally and watch how your internal atmosphere transforms. Chosen one. For those moments when you need an extra push, Recall the times in your life when a seemingly insurmountable problem suddenly found a resolution. Those instances where money arrived just in time or a closed door reopened unexpectedly. Let them fuel your confidence that the same faithful guidance is at work now on a much bigger scale. You're no longer dealing with mere survival or bare minimum miracles. You're stepping into the dimension of overflow and surplus. Does it excite you? Good. That thrill is the spiritual wind behind your sails, pushing you steadily toward your promised land. If you haven't typed 777 one more time, do it now. Let it serve as a final exclamation point on this phase of your awakening. It's like planting a flag at the summit of a mountain you've just conquered, signifying that you acknowledge this territory is yours. Each time you see that phrase, let it echo in your soul that yes, you are on the cusp of unlimited riches, and yes, you've chosen to cross that threshold with unwavering faith. Let it hush any lingering doubts, elevating your focus back to the heights where you belong. In these moments, it's also vital to remember the power of kindness. Let your heart remain soft and open to the needs of others. Wealth without compassion becomes hollow, a clanging cymbal that offers no real melody to a world hungry for hope. But wealth combined with genuine empathy can move mountains of despair. A simple act of generosity, even when your own resources were once limited, demonstrates that you understand the true purpose of abundance: to spread light, to heal, and to uplift those who cannot yet stand on their own. This posture not only blesses others, but multiplies blessings in your own life, creating a continuous cycle of giving and receiving that mirrors the boundless generosity of the divine. Chosen one, the atmosphere around you is ripe for miracles, as if angels themselves are leaning in, poised to deliver unimaginable favor. Embrace it. Smile in the knowledge that you're not alone in this journey. The entire universe supports a soul that aligns with its highest calling. This knowledge should fortify your courage. Take bold steps, pitch daring proposals, speak your ideas with conviction. Even if you stumble forward, because every lesson gleaned is fertilizer for your next leap of faith. In this realm, there is no true failure, only recalibration on the way to a victory that's already been sealed in the grand design. Keep track of each victory, large or small. Journal them if you must, capturing the exact moment you realized another piece of the puzzle had fallen into place. Then, when the next challenge arises, you can flip back through your records and reaffirm, he did it before, he'll do it again. This recollection becomes a fortress against discouragement. It's a living testament that your life is marked by divine interventions and expansions. Reading back over your own story is sometimes the best sermon you can hear, a reminder that your future is as bright as your willingness to believe. Chosen one, stand tall. You've reached a tipping point where all the experiences that shaped you have led to an intersection of destiny. You're no longer just daydreaming about an extraordinary life. You're manifesting it, step by bold step. If a flicker of hesitation dares to surface, squelch it with gratitude. Thank God for every breath, every sunrise, every moment of clarity. Gratitude amplifies your capacity to receive, turning ordinary moments into opportunities for extraordinary blessing. Let your life become a song of thanksgiving that resonates with the harmonies of heaven, compelling doors to open on your behalf. Feel that stirring in your heart? That's the sound of destiny calling your name, whispering that you're closer than you've ever been before. You are literally one footstep away from crossing into an existence where the word lack holds no meaning. If you were waiting for a neon sign or a dramatic confirmation, consider this message that sign. You were drawn here in this moment for a reason. This is your burning bush, your parted sea, your final push before the walls of Jericho come tumbling down. Take the step, embrace the miracle. Should you need additional reminders, revisit these words often. Let them serve as your anchor, your blueprint, your personal manifesto for living in abundance. Each sentence pulses with faith, forging a new perspective that will outlast old habits of doubt and worry, because from now on, worry is obsolete in the presence of your unshakable certainty. From now on, fear is a stranger in your house of faith. From now on, the only direction left to travel is upward, outward, forward, into a future ablaze with the glory of unlimited riches. If you prayed with us today, comment 999 and trust that heaven heard you.